What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it. I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I have business here to attend to. Been too long since I've slept in a bed. I wonder why I still take these things. I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again. Be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin. Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there. I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. Natural sciences. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then. All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater. I should get rid of all this stuff.
Almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah.
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the hard-working lives of my sailors. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on tell me what I can do to help you.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally... But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology. The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no...
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. I found a threatening letter, signed...
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I was looking at your photograph.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're...
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the...
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're...
Your manifests have been blacked out.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had...
With whom? I'm looking for warehouse...
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got...
Can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
What could have done so much damage?
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots!
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah?
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your... Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on it. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up...
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
Who are these others?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of...
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth.
Are you saying our work was not a... Forget it.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. They were all burnt to death, right?
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas. And the accident, he can be unpredictable. Especially if a stranger starts poking around the property. No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Damn stupid idiots.
It's no use. The padlock won't give. St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in. You live here?
Why did you do that?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto
I respect.
our beliefs.
That's irrelevant.
There's you, our beloved statue, and... Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them.
Quieter. That's all we...
What brings you to Dark War?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers.
They're protecting their territory from...
They really don't have it. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute.
Nothing at...
That statue represents...
What do you mean by
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all towns...
St. Brendan? He protected until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live.
It's not because it doesn't...
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of...
Well, see?
You could tell me.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious...
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better... What's with you wandering around?
We saw you talking to the... Go die of thirst, a lot of you.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse.
No, it's very simple.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just...
And we don't give a damn about you. What?
I've got to get inside.
Oh, yeah? And what?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're...
You got no proof to back up your claims. And I did...
If I can't...
What's with you wandering?
We saw... Go die...
I went to see the statue of...
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced?
What do I know?
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid?
Everybody knows
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard, and we let no...
Cat.
What?
She's the boss, yeah. She...
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that...
She must be quite intimidating if she can make...
She read the...
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
What are you guarding?
Listen, Bone.
I bid you... If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told that foot. they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
You saw it just like me.
Yeah, but he's a regular.
I can see that you and I'm here for information.
I prefer it that way. Speak then.
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't have...
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from screams. That sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that... But I'll say no more. Anything else?
What can you tell me about it?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it...
Way I see it, the truth is really a question.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves...
So they made you feel...
You need to see them for yourself.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
The stranded whale.
What can I tell you? The name, it reminds us of the golden age when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and...
It was a tough time.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since...
I didn't expect to find out what's the source of...
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray...
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anything else?
That'll be all for now.
And then he said, you have no right to treat us like this.
The miraculous catch. Apparently... the most significant event of the last 80 years.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
Do you like our...
We may not be pros, but we...
That's true. It's a reminder of the time...
I heard the Hawkins.
An old family, a ship...
Tell me something.
They were made much richer by the miraculous cat.
You shouldn't talk about the dead like...
We're not speaking ill, we're just saying that Daniel Hawk...
There! You're speaking ill,
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales of...
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous cat.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song.
Only people from here know it.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young...
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater...
It's true. Everything happened just as it said. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell.
Good night.
So long.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
The doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try.
Can't you see that we're in the middle of a... I told you to beat it. I told you to beat it.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
My God.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
You saw what happened with it. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
This warehouse look...
No doubt a question of territory. But if you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. I've seen the kind of messages that... You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much?
I shall take my leave. A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. A handle. It must come from these old winches. This ratchet device seems to be usable. It looks like there's a way in under this grate. I could use this old winch to lift... It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch. Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn... Ugh. hope it's not This is primitive. Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? It smells as bad as it looks. Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? What happened here? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this.
It's clear that you knew the victims. I'm sorry to...
I can still see the poor child lying burned on the floor of their drawing room. We had to tear him up.
It's horrendous. I'm going to need... Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. I'd like to understand how this painting made... Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, Would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for a...
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair.
Why, you...
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to...
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my... I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do. Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me again.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly...
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I don't believe the fire is the only reason.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date...
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' death.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford... It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' trap. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that...
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error. Anything else?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure...
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place. Poor kid. Charles Hawkins' grave.
I told you. Silas Winchester is...
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles...
Strange idea. They met...
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said...
Let's go to the man.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary? And steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing. Let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
I'll have to find another entrance. This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. And let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself.
That's true. I want no more violence.
It's painful to be the last one.
You don't know how right you understood.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Steve
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion...
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door? No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take... If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin.
Vermin?
Yeah, that...
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and if there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the... Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
What now?
Pierce, shall we... Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas...
You're right. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? This roast. What strange creature has flesh? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat or something else? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door. Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? They had a fight. Why? Did it stop at the time of the fire? Did someone escape the fire? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire...
What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple...
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked. These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person. This door is blocked from the outside. The lyrics of the drunken sailor. A sea shanty. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much to be...
His piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration
clues
than
among
for
the Hawkins'
music.
personal effects.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style, sure. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police? Locked. What will her room reveal about her? Perfect. A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller. Such an excessive dose. Either this man is a charlatan. Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Was Sarah Hawkins in her... What was she trying to achieve? Bradley? Is that you? The boys' room. A child's fort. Tom Sawyer. Marked. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. What was wrong with it? What nightmarish vision could have inspired? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him. The argument that led to their tragic end seems to have been simmering for some time. Is anyone there?
You! Stop!
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see any. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? It looks like an old seaway map. They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. This panel is movable. Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret. I must find a way to activate. Damnation. I can't budge these gears. I need a tool. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. Seems like this came from a log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. It looks like a freehand map of dark water. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder... The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. This Dr. Fuller, was he Sarah Hawkins' therapist? This door is blocked from the outside. Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692. By two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess. He left for months, exploring remote places and abandoned temples.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater's shore for years.
I'd be better off not touching them for the moment. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. I'd be better off not touching them for the moment. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. Dark water history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce. The secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah, 3 seats. Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? What is this mask supposed to represent? Whatever Charles Hawkins hid here, he didn't want it in his house. This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here? This padlock is too complicated for me. Of course.
There's tunnels all over this island. Given the size of this cave, there's gotta be other entrances.
The passage continues further down. Might as well...
I ain't gonna squeeze in there. If possible, I prefer not to...
Fine. Go. Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. These paintings must be several centuries old. These people lying down, are they dead? Are they asleep? Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all. What's going on here?
Piers!
Keep your voice down. We're not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
We'll see. I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage.
An engraved whalebone. A strange creature has been carved into it. Probably a fig... I got it. I can't breathe. What's happening? No, damn it! I must find a way out of here.
Is it my turn?
Yes. It is time. You will soon be one of us, if your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
It's like in my dream. It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual. I can't read Latin.
You who sleeps, accept this dreamer under your immortal will.
Ya Cthulhu Nithsiha Fitag.
Grant him your flesh and accept his, so that his body and yours may be one.
Yibithink Upadk Cthulhu Bithinko.
Grant him your mind and accept his, so that his mind and yours may be one.
I feel him.
Shh. You are gifted indeed. Not another word. Let him pass through every part of you. Bring me more sacred flesh. We pray for your return into the kingdom of the earth.
Dead? This ritual killed him. Where's the sense in that?
We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is complete. He will join you shortly.
An intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate!
Bradley, get back! Get back!
You asked for it!
Caving in. I need to get out of here.
My leg!
Light! At last.
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject.
Opening his eyes. Saved him, Fuller. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa! Go easy, my friend.
You're dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too. We were dead. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No! What happened to me? Where am I?
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
No, you don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No, no!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams. They scribbled over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken, and free me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't...
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor that we must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. I shall try to distract them. All you need to do is...
Understood. What does this mean? Am I in an asylum? What did they inject him with? What did he write about the painting? In his eyes, this symbol must have some protective virtues. Sarah. Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized... If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him. Poor wretch.
Dr. Colden, I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those 2 myself.
I told you not to let her come down. I know. If you do it again, I'll report you. All right. I know.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm going to see if there are sleeping pills left. They've run out again upstairs.
Put a few aside for me, will you?
The control wheel.
And above all, leave the wheels where they are.
Locked.
If I walk, I do not stop. If I do not stop, he does not catch me.
Have I activated anything?
They must know that it is not good.
Anatomy, anthropology, that Dr. Fuller again. Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here. Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods. Good God. What could this machine be used for? It's done. Now for the others. Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine? The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Worse and worse. This is madness. Are they seriously thinking of transmitting the properties of this meat by electric? This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. I can still increase the load. It's locked. The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building. Perfect. Now for the next step. This valve controls the pressure. It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hand. A duct. Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push. This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening. This padlock is too complicated for me.
This way! You there!
It's no use. The padlock won't give. With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape. Scopolamine F. There's no such thing. They've created derivatives of all common medicines. The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway. The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway. I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Who did this? Is somebody here?
Hell's teeth. Fuller's gonna think we did this. We gotta tell him, though.
Doctor.
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right, it gives us time to get away.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. You're mistaken about the beast.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from... What did they do to you? What does Fuller...
The doctor. The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to, and yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do. The real culprit is Sarah.
You're kidding me. You're talking about...
The one and only.
Is she cursed because of something she did?
No, it's because she's cursed that she...
On purpose. You say that Sarah Hawkins...
If it were only me, her conscience, her guilt were equal. Not...
What's going on this island?
I'm so...
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sanders.
Without her... No!
Sanders! What the hell? Oh God. I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him? Damn! The gas! Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but...
Bradley?
Who else would?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right?
I...
Tell us. What happened?
I met a...
Of course, he's a patient.
He knows.
What?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really...
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on...
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible...
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see...
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into...
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's...
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a...
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day... How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had...
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror. It's hard to tell. I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before you... Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles.
Luck is obviously very kind. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor?
Well, you can't imagine that. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting. By
who else to paint such horrors?
It is my only lead at this stage.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. Did she really care for him after all? The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? A house of artists. He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. The Shambler. I need to see it. Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph. A strange Amerindian pendant. An old diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for it?
I have a well-off client before making an offer to...
Nice story. Bad lie. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're...
And you? What brings you to the Sanders?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for...
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me.
Irene, I I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. What the hell was that? Down. Maybe I can use this dagger. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? This dagger looks different. What the hell was that? This dagger looks different.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I...
You didn't say anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand. Even if it was to save...
You mean me?
Done by the way? Where do you think you're going with...
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me...
Take it as payment for being my canary. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got...
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century. An old diary. The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the... What does this strange book? This book contains unholy knowledge. What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of everything is linked to this Sarah Hawkins. Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet? Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe. Arkham editions? Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions? Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions? Never heard of them. Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them. Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him.
What can you tell me about?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal. I thought he was waking up, but no.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to...
You did well. Don't worry. I don't recognize him.
He said he worked on the docks, but not with... I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who? Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
Don't
tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What?
An intoxication, I was told.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might...
Very well. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen, slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence. His skin shows abnormal loss of color, and his fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. 30-year-old subject. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums.
So, Doctor?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy...
Some of his symptoms are...
What did you...
Did you examine his abdomen?
He hasn't eaten in days.
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't...
It's not like he could be...
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry. That the edema would...
You know... I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated.
He's constantly under perfusion. And you won't believe me, but...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a... But that doesn't explain...
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than... What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips.
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
I almost don't believe it myself.
What do you mean?
No. This poor man is from... And this transformation is killing him.
Where could he have gotten such an...
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know...
What I'm doing? How about what you...
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate you. I've done to him what I do to all my patients.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade...
There. What?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have...
Do I?
He's no longer human.
Fascinating. An animal...
This...
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that...
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been...
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't...
I will not let you do that.
You disappoint me, Marie. But I still have hope you'll one day share my part. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to...
Was that a threat?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's... My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protect...
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything?
Oh, that evidence exists. I need to find the missing men.
And where would you find those?
I'd rather not think about that.
Of course, Doctor. You can...
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects. This place draws you in and never lets you go. Chronic insomnia, like half the island. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, his potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution.
I'll tend to it right.
Thank you. He broke his back in an accident down by...
What's wrong?
What are you talking about? Yes, it's Dr. Colden.
It's the old whaling
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps.
It's just...
Mrs. Sanders? Why did nobody tell me about her admission? She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still white froth. Evidently because his binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is...
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll prescribe an antifungal. In the meantime, feed him intravenous.
It'll be done.
Gentlemen, may I help?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard...
I've tended to her, and her blood analysis is reassuring.
Are you talking about the same...
She's still recovering, but you may speak...
Oh, thank you. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since...
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh, well. At least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all...
Because, as always, and the water was once again shut off. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new...
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time, so every time the water gets shut off, I have to go...
I see. Courage.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's, but rest assured.
That won't be necessary.
I will tell him. I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan. Let's hope I can go through the administration office. The operating room is never accessible after an operation. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do?
Thank you for your help.
Thank you. Would you know where the key to the boiler...
Betty didn't put it back in its place?
I'll ask her. I'll be going. The boiler room key is not in its place. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Dr. Colden?
Hello, Betty.
What for?
To put it in its place. Perhaps I should do this...
I beg your...
I suspect you of having a little too much, but be warned. It could easily be you that...
You are... The key is in the dormitory.
Thank you. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. we're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the perch. What can't you do it?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. What a pest. It's so unfair.
I have little time for you, Doctor. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr.
Mrs.
No,
that
I...
Let's hope I can go through the administration office. I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden.
I was about to mention it. It seems it's...
I can't take this, Marie.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to... Courage, Elizabeth. Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient?
This
Sarah
finger
Hawkins.
belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes with
Why is Ethan on medication?
once it comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
Ah, now that I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity.
It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a...
Oh.
The book. Why was it in the...
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
Oh, now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins.
Sarah Hawkins. Let's go back to the start. Whose life did the Necronomicon choose?
Dr. Colden. She was at the rivers. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
No, you stay out of...
You won't get rid of me that easy.
Marie Colden might die while you're still talking. Move!